Hey guys, welcome to my next video. I'm Coach Becca. That's my husband, Coach Elliott. Today we're going to be doing a post-swim routine utilizing a band, a resistance band with handles, so that's what you'll need today. You're also going to want a bench or even a chair, just something to put your arms up on or your feet up on for a couple different of our movements today. So let's get started with our band. As a quick note, there's some people that could probably do this as a pre-swim routine. So if you're one of my athletes, when I put this workout into your training peaks, you could legitimately do this beforehand too, depending on your work schedule that day, etc. But we're specifically utilizing this or putting this into practice and designing this for after a swim. So that being said, let's get into the workout today. If you're not a swimmer, you can still benefit from this if you want to improve your shoulder mobility, flexibility, core strength, and upper body strength. Okay, so we're gonna wind up the band a couple times around our hands. Now your band might be a little different from mine. You might have a little bit of different strength, mobility, etc. In your upper body. So I'm using a moderate resistance band, so there's quite a bit of play in my band. If you don't have a lot of play in yours, you might just need to open it up a little bit. So this is pretty similar to what we did with the stretching strap last week. What we're gonna do is just begin to kind of mobilize and open up our shoulders and our lat muscles specifically. So go ahead and bring the band up over your head. Okay, and we're gonna try to go back as far as we can, stretching the band. Now, if you can keep going all the way back, great, good for you. If this is about as far as you can go, then you're just gonna go front to back here, okay? Maybe you open the resistance band up a little bit and then you can go all the way back, okay? So feel for that, just get a little bit of a feel for where your shoulders are at today. And we're just gonna do like 30 to 60 seconds of these. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. You're gonna go as far back as you can, opening up the band, just giving it a little bit of a, kind of like you're making a Y as you come up and over. And you're just assessing your shoulders for today, getting a sense for where the tight spots are. It's not a fast movement. We don't want to force anything. Let's do 2 more repetitions. All right, let's do 1 more. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to bring the band up and we're going to have just a little bit of tension in the band, and I want your starting position to be almost like a Y. So when you're looking straight ahead, you can see your hands in like your peripheral vision. So you've got just a little bit of tension. You're going to bring the band back just behind your head, pull down, right behind the nape of the neck, right to your shoulders, kind of like if you were doing an old school lat pull down where you bring the bar behind your neck. We're gonna do 12 of those, and this should feel pretty light. It's just a band and you've got just a little bit of tension in the band. So this is more of like a, I hate to use the word activation, but it's kind of like an activation, strength training, really, really light strength training movement. So somewhere between activation and strength. So we're gonna pull down, pull the elbows in, back up. All right, so we're gonna do 12. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, keep tension, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. All right, you can unwrap the band from your hands. And we're gonna go through a little biceps, triceps, shoulder press series. Now that our shoulders are kind of loose and mobilized and warm and our lats feel good. As a swimmer, you want all of those things. And if you did a particularly hard set today, you're gonna notice that those shoulders are really, really tired. And so just kind of think of this as like maybe a compliment to all those yards. Maybe you swim a little bit less as endurance athletes or triathletes. We maybe don't swim as much as a pure swimmer would. So this kind of training could kind of complement the yardage that triathletes put in as opposed to like a pure swimmer. So just a note there. All right, so we're gonna step into the band. The wider we stand, the more tension we're gonna give to our bicep curls. So depending on how you feel and what kind of band you have, choose a moderate to a strong tension because we're gonna do 15 repetitions of bicep curls. Okay, I'll show you this from the side. Here we go. We will do 2 sets of this sequence too, just so you know how to pace yourself. Here we go. 15, 14, 13, that's our tempo. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're gonna do a shoulder press next. So depending on the tension of your band, you might need to step 1 foot out. You might need to crouch down, but we're gonna do a shoulder press next, okay? An alternated shoulder press. So you could do this a couple ways. You can do this with the band in front of you. However, that band I can already feel is gonna cut into my arm, so it might be a little bit easier if you step forward. Some of you might be able to do both hands or both feet in the band. Okay, we're doing an alternated shoulder press, so you could do that as well, just to give you a sneak peek. I'm gonna do this with 1 foot as my resistance, because again, the more feet that you have in, the wider you stand, the more tension you're gonna get. And I just wanna have the band behind me, okay? Just so it's more comfortable. And what we're gonna do is left arm press and then right arm press. And we're gonna do 20 total of these, 10 per side. Okay, so alternated shoulder press with the band. Here we go. 1, 2, that's our tempo. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, halfway, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. Now, perfect position to lead into our single arm triceps, okay? So you're gonna put 1 foot on the band no matter how strong you are. We're not gonna do both arms today. So we're gonna do a single arm overhead triceps extension, back foot in the band. We do this one somewhat frequently if you watched my workouts before. So back foot in the band. The higher you step up here, this is gonna make it harder. That's more tension. So you're kind of guesstimating based on your band and how you're feeling today. How tired are those triceps? How much did you swim just before this? Okay, so back foot in the band. This elbow is gonna come up, okay, right by my temple. I'm gonna look straight ahead. I can see this elbow out of my peripheral vision, okay? Sorry, I keep wanting to show you from the side and then I keep moving, okay? And what we're gonna do is 15 per side overhead triceps. I'll show you from the side on this one, then I'll face you for the other arm, okay? So again, and this is just for comfort so that the band's not cutting into us all the time, cutting into our arm. Back foot's got the band, okay? Here we go, 15, 14, all the way down, all the way up, 13, 12, 11, we don't want little baby half reps, okay, all the way down, 10, 9, that's our tempo, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just a quick note, when you're holding onto that handle, a lot of times when I see people in exercise classes or personal training clients, a lot of times people want to turn that wrist in or kind of do weird things. I kind of just keep the handle against my palm and the palm goes straight up towards the ceiling. Okay, so let's do 15 reps on the other side now. And one arm might be a little stronger or weaker than another arm, so just kind of find, again, that moderate to strong tension. Step forward with the opposite foot, bring the handle back and around, elbow where you can see it, full range of motion. Let's do 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And that should feel fatiguing at the end. Again, we're assuming that you've swam before this, so we don't want to necessarily like over fatigue the muscles so much that you can't get back in the pool tomorrow or lift your arms up or hold your kids, you know, after this workout. But we are trying to complement that swim training and build resilience for your next workout, build some muscular endurance and strength so that you don't get injured. Now we're gonna go back through all these movements again. So starting back to that bicep curl. Again, both feet in, how close or how far apart is gonna determine how hard these curls are. We're gonna do 15. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, okay? And we're gonna go into our alternated shoulder press. So I'm just gonna step forward with one foot, get down a little bit, bring the weights up. All right, here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. We're going to drop one handle, adjust so that this tension is moderate to strong. Bring the arm up. We're going to do 15 per side. There's 1, 2, 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feel the burn these last 5. There's 11, 12, 13, full range of motion, 14, and 15. Very good. Other side. Adjust the tension. Step forward with the opposite foot, elbow up, handle up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Great job. All right. We're going to do some upright rows with the band next. So obviously we're targeting a lot of the upper body because swimming is an upper body dominant sport, but don't worry. We are going to be doing some core work and some glute work because obviously the legs are still very important. So go ahead and step into the band. And if you are a pure swimmer watching this, you are totally welcome. You don't have to be a triathlete to benefit from this. Anyone who gets in the pool, swims recreationally, swims with triathlon, etc., is welcome on this workout. Okay, so both feet in the band. We're gonna stack one handle right in front of the other and then hold on to both handles with both hands, okay? So this is an upright row. So this is gonna kind of train the deltoids, the shoulders. When I worked with the club swim team, a lot of those swimmers struggled with shoulder issues. A lot of that has an underlying pattern of weakness associated maybe with bicep tendonitis, shoulder weakness, and then you stack loads and loads of yards on top of that, we're gonna run into issues. So we wanna strengthen the shoulders to prevent injury specifically related to the rotator cuff. And the same is true for triathletes who swim in wetsuits or maybe in the older age bracket, that kind of thing. So here we go, strengthening the deltoids, upright rows. What we're gonna do is pull both elbows to chest height and no higher. We're gonna do 15 of these. Here we go, moderate tension, 15, 14, 13. We will do 2 sets, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now, we're going to come back to those, but you're just going to set that band to the side. And what we're going to do is start working a little bit of core, a little bit of rotation, especially because swimming requires a lot of rotation, specifically if you swim freestyle, which is the stroke used in triathlon. So keep those feet shoulder width apart. You're gonna just bend into a forward bend the knees as you need to. You're gonna walk out. Once you get into a plank position, squeeze the tush, reach up with the right arm, and then the left arm, stand back up. Okay, we're gonna do 5 of these total. We'll count that as a demonstration. Clip this in just a little bit tighter here. Good, let's do 5. Twist, twist. Your eyes can follow your hands if you'd like, or you can keep them on the ground. It's up to you. Here we go. Focus on core and rotation through the spine. 2. Stretch out the hamstrings. Rotate, rotate. Hips might move just a little bit there, but you do want to squeeze that tush as much as you can. Let's do 1 more. Again, you want to think about your swim stroke while you're doing these because that's how we're going to get the most translation out of our Dryland routine. Okay, great. Hopefully not too intrusive with the mic there. I've had some videos go awry where that was just too disruptive, so hopefully that's usable. Okay, so we're going to go right back to our second set of the upright rows. And as a bonus, while those shoulders were getting a mini rest, we got the core and spine and rotational stuff going for our upcoming movements. All right, so we've got both hands stacked in front of the other, both handles stacked, squeezing upright for the rows. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, we're gonna set the band aside for now. All right, and we're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna do a little bit of a progression on what we just did. We're gonna do a full plank with a rotational reach. You can do this kneeling if you need to, of course, okay? But you're just gonna come into a plank position. Kneeling, we'd stay here. My biggest thing with a kneeling plank, though, for those of you that need that, is a lot of times people come into a tabletop. You wanna drop those hips in, so it's more of a angle from the floor, and then you go into your rotational reaches. So just a quick note there. Okay, so we're gonna do a full plank, and we're gonna go feet wide. We're gonna do 20 total of these. You can follow your hands with your eyes if you'd like, or you can look down. All right, 10 per side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will do a second set of these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, now is where we're gonna use our bench or our chair. We're gonna go feet elevated, hip ups to work hip extension, glute strength, and core strength. So 90-degree angle at the hips, toes pointed up. 20 of these. There's 1, 2, glute bridges for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, we're gonna knock out a second set of these. All right, plank rotations, you know what to do. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. Bridge ups to 20. 90 degrees, toes up. Make sure you're secure on your bench or chair. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep the neck relaxed on the ground. 7, 8. Drive the hips all the way up for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Great job. All right. A few more exercises. What we're going to do is just pause briefly for a lat stretch, and we'll probably end with this as well, but just because flexibility is so important, we're just going to do a 30-second lat stretch. So it's basically like child's pose stretch, but with our hands elevated. So you're just going to sit back, hips go back, and you should feel that stretch right there in the back of the armpits, and just holding that for 30 seconds. We're going to be doing a shoulder mobility exercise next. So this stretch kind of is a nice lead into that movement that we're going to do. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Now, I'll try my best with this microphone. It's like really not holding up too well, so bear with me here. I'll just put it on the ground right in front of me. What we're gonna do is a Superman stretch. So I'm gonna put this right here. All right, so this is one of my favorite movements for swimmers. We'll do 2 types. Arms straight out in front of you. Eyes are gonna be neutral, so I'll be looking straight at this little microphone in front of me. You can just look straight at the ground once you watch me do a couple of these. But we're gonna do an alternated Superman first, and this one's great for freestyle, which is what I swim, so I do this one a lot. You're gonna lift your right arm and left foot off the ground, and then you're gonna come back down, then lift the left arm and right foot. All right, so we're gonna do 20 alternated, and then we're gonna do 10 with both arms and both feet, which I really like for people that swim butterfly. All right, so here we go. Alternated Supermans for 20, 19. And we want to get up as high as we can on the front and the back end of this. Good. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Really lift those arms, lift those feet. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Sorry if I lost count there. I think we were right on. All right, 10 doubles now. And I always gave my swimmers the option too. If they wanted to, they could lift up here depending on what maybe part of the stroke they wanted to envision, or they could go out here. Okay? Now, I like swimming butterfly, but I suck at it. So for those of you that actually swim fly competitively, you could also do a little pattern of up for 5 and then out for 5. Or you could kind of try to swim fly as much as you can while you're doing this. It's all about what's going to translate to your swimming as much as possible on dry land. We're accentuating what we do in the pool, etc. So I've said this a million times, but it's an important point to drive home. And remember, I'm a coach above all things, so I have to explain why we're doing what we're doing. All right, so 10 double Supermans, your choice of how. Here we go for 10, 9, lift those feet, lift those arms, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay. I know that was a lot of explanation for maybe like just a little bit of exercise, but worth it. Okay. Last but not least, we do have to strength train our quadriceps because that is part of swimming as well, mainly in explosive starts off the blocks, but also for triathletes for sports like cycling and running. So it does come into play as well. And here's where we're going to finish off using the bench. You're going to place your back foot onto the bench and step far enough away from it so that when you lower down, your knee will stay over your ankle and not translate forward, causing undue stress on the knee. Now, on the back foot, you can go feet down or feet up. I've got all kinds of issues with my toes on both feet. Won't even get into it, but yes. And this knee is just gonna go straight down and up, okay? So we're gonna do 2 sets of 10 per side, and we're just gonna go right side to left side. One side works while the other side rests, kind of thing. Okay, here we go. 10, 9. Also important for, I think, backstrokers and sprinters, good pushes off the wall, good leg strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, your foot placement is really important there. You saw I kind of moved my foot out just a little bit. We do want to keep the knee over the ankle just to take any pressure off the knees. Our knees get enough wear and tear as it is. So back foot and ankle on the bench. Okay, get your footing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, one more set of each, and then we're just gonna end on that lat stretch, so we're almost done. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. All right, lat stretch to end. Hands back up on the bench. We've done these once before. Basically like an elevated child's pose. 30 seconds, and we're done. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, guys. Awesome work today on your Dryland routine. Crush the rest of your workouts this week, and we'll see you again next time.